Storytime with Tom Foolery presents Willie the Engineer's Massive Erections, a poetic journey through engineering's hardest feats, written by Jack M. Offman. Hello there. Come closer. I'm Willie, that you see. An engineer with experience and as skilled as one can be. Through history's lens with erections, I'll soon for sure reveal. I'll share about some great big walls and spires made of steel. Hardwood beams that straddle and hefty pipes that lay through bushes of ancient times to pristine modern day. Let's thrust into a journey with heavy stones revealed, a throbbing tale of glory, dripping with appeal. It's time. Let's begin to embark on our faithful quest. I'll expose you to many erections, with vigor and with zest. The Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt, 2580 BC. In Egypt's hot sands, a vast structure was built. Massive stones erected tall, without any tilt, guarded by a big lion with a stoic man's face. Deep inside her a crypt, through a sacred maze. Her mystic inner chambers, secretive and deep, where only the boldest have ever dared to creep. Royalty was smart, with a twinkle in their eye. They wrapped their beloved before sticking them inside. The Great Wall of China, China, 221 BC. For miles and miles and miles, a sprawling wall does go, over China's mountains high, deep through her valleys low, built so long ago to keep her foes away. In China it stands fully erect, to this very day. Men risked their lives to summit her and failed. It took a man named Genghis to scale, nail, and impale. So to those who say that Chinese pipes are so small, may think twice after seeing this great wall. The Aqueducts of Segovia, Spain, AD 50. A long time ago, water flowed over stone. A water bridge in Segovia? Our minds were surely blown. The Romans made it extra heavy, extra strong, and neat, carrying water over arches, towering over streets. No sloppy mortar, just stones jammed so tight, but it kept the fluids flowing through day and through night. Be careful, they said, don't set your sights too high. You may get a splash of fluids from the pipes right in your eye. The Colosseum, Italy, 80 AD. In Rome, the Colosseum, her oval glory did stand. Despite blood flow heavy, men yelled, they came, they crammed. With every thrust of sword, with every man to fall, one would enter eager to heed her centre's call. It once held 50,000, roaring with delight. Can you imagine that carnal day, what a mortal sight! Even though she is now shut up and closed down so tight, can you imagine being inside her, even for just one night? The Taj Mahal, India, 1653. A big white palace, shiny and bright, made for a queen in India's light, standing so pretty, like a dream. Curved shafts surrounded her swollen domes gleam. It took 20 years to completion, to make it just right. It didn't come too early, with 20,000 men's might. A river runs by, ebbing and flowing, and people never stop, coming and going. The Brooklyn Bridge, USA, 1883. A bridge in New York, so fine and so tall, connecting people and places, both big and small. Her foundations jammed deep, where bedrock does lay. A popular route, folks ride her each day. Made from steel and stone, her parts do bind tight. An erection over water, a master of mind. With the weight of the world pulling on her shoulders, she can flex with the wind, but never bends over. Connecting two boroughs through this expansive endeavor, and people keep coming, forever and ever. The Eiffel Tower, France, 1889. In Paris, a magnificent tower does rise, stroking the clouds and thrust into the skies. Her legs spread wide on the Seine's gentle shore. Anchored deep, visitors always yearn for more. Made of stiff iron and groomed for a big fair, Eiffel's creation made romance fill the air. It is admired for its shape, hardness, and height. It was almost taken down, but folks said not quite. The Panama Canal, Panama, 1914. Long ago, a waterway she was made, where big ships barged and trade was laid. Her water goes up and down at a glance, connecting two oceans like a mystical dance. It made a shortcut, saving time and freight. An inviting passage, letting men through its gates. Captains must always pull out before too late, to let other eager seamen have a chance to partake. The Hoover Dam, USA, 1936. Between two places, a big erection did rise, holding back a huge load under blue skies. In the desert, it's engorged, and it stands, pumping immense power across her dry lands. Its spillways gush when things get too heated, a marvel of control, never once defeated. Its base is as thick as 2 football fields wide. With stats like that, it's any man's pride. The Golden Gate Bridge, USA, 1937. In San Francisco, a curvy bridge stands over the water to far-off lands, spanning the bay with legs firmly apart. She's an Art Deco marvel and a work of art. The bay fog caresses her arch-shaped curves, but to pass on her roads, a big toll is served. Each rivet and bolt, with a touch so precise, with a firm grip makes her sturdy, so tight and so nice. Cars, bikes, and walkers, she welcomes them all. With all passing on her, she spans ready through it all. The U.S. Interstate Road System, USA, 1956. Across 46,000 miles, roads laid thick, far and wide. A turn on at every highway, a trucker's pride. Connecting cities and people to meet their deepest needs. Zooming through her expressways at various speeds. Fast lanes, slow lanes, take your pick of the speed. With signs pointing out every possible need. Go deep into tunnels low. Take her peaks to mountain high. But don't run out of gas or money on her magnificent ride. The Gateway Arch, USA, 1965. In the heart of St. Louis, she stands proud and tall, an engineering marvel, an erection for us all, a perfect parabola to behold, sense, and see, as wide as she is tall, attests to perfect symmetry. She beckons to the masses with vast and open arms, flexible and curvy, with stainless steel charm. Many dream of being inside her. To climax is what they seek. To see the view around them within her stainless steel peak. The view? Oh, it's ravishing. A sight for sorest eyes. But watch your big heads. Space might be a tight surprise. The CN Tower, Canada, 1976. In Toronto, a towering, pulsating shaft calls, reaching up, pencil thin, and so very, very tall. Near the top, you can see miles, spin around, and even dine. In Canada's sky, meals come quickly, and drinks are divine. For 34 years, it was the world's tallest gate, making some fellas jealous and some beyond irate, whispering secrets to clouds as they passed by, with a needle-like tip. Teasing has never been so high. The Sydney Opera House, Australia, 1973. By the water's bend, on Australia's breezy side, erections like white sails above the horizon rise. Ships and crashing waves emulate her shape. Captains and other seamen admire her wild seascape. Against ocean blue, her cups are always showing. An opera's magic place, her music is always flowing. People from all the corners come from near and wide, journey to gaze fondly at her majestic backside. to hear her siren sound, to come inside her hall. She entices, enchants, and envelops the freest of us all. The International Space Station. Space, 1998. Amidst space's vast void, where stars often gleam, the ISS floats by, an out-of-world dream. Conception by nations, it took many, it's true. A magnificent erection with a cosmic view. Modules come together with precision, no deflection. With every thrust and injection, perfect interconnection. In this orbital ballet, desires are laid silent and bare. A rendezvous in the cosmos, none else can compare. Solar arrays spread wide as they tilt with care. Nations coming together, stellar intercourse to share. The Burj Khalifa, UAE, 2010. A flowering Dubai tower, erected with manly might, piercing desert days and supple moonlights, dominating the emerging skyline, so hard to ignore. It invites temptation, promising a city at one door. Its base, strong and sturdy, supports its enormous length, a testament to its mammoth girth, an undeniable strength. Getting to the top, you'll lose your breath. You'll never be higher. Then, fondling the pointed tip of the world's tallest spire. With a tip of his hat and a sparkle in his gaze, Willie addressed us all, his voice full of praise. From massive erections that pierce the big blue sky, to pulsating structures that can leave us asking why, exploring erections through centuries, from pyramids, bridges and more, from canals, skyscrapers and roadways, construction is at the core. I hope you've learned a lesson, how exciting erections can be, and hope you consider engineering to be more than just handy. It's time to part, my dear friends, for this tale's end is near. But worry not, for our adventures won't disappear, because today's structures are being built, even if still a surprise, and our world can't wait for the next erection to come into our eyes. Always dream big. The end for now. Willie the Engineer's Massive Erections, a poetic journey through engineering's hardest feats, written by Jack M. Offman, illustrated by Anita v. Gina, narrated by Tom Foolery. Well, another long one. This is the longest one yet. Seems rather appropriate, don't you think? Because of the title? Right, yes. Well, you clearly like it long. Or do you? Let us know in the comments section if you like it long. Or do you prefer short and sweet? Maybe a little bit girthy. Still talking about videos, or... Finger the links on screen. More story time coming soon. See you next Tuesday.